Hello, and well, we'll try that one again, shall we? Blimey.
Deep voice, deep voice.
Hello, and welcome back to Tomuarigassen, or How I Ripped Off Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the show where we go over some shit that I wrote as a 14-year-old about what it would be like if me and MC here.
Hi, I'm MC.
Hi, you are. Always and forever. Were supernatural crime fighting, mafia destroying, coke raiding ninjas in Japan with two friends who we live in an abandoned mansion, and we have a dead Chinese master, and there are also evil ninjas that run a genetics lab that we fight sometimes, but not always because we don't know where they are, even though all the bad stuff happens in the one same building.
But also we're quite busy fighting crime for some reason, because that's what ninjas do, I guess.
And worrying about women who don't call us back.
Yes, which is what takes up most of my time.
And this is part 2 of episode 6, Epiphany School, where in the previous part we learnt a lot more about Jack and Lee, our antagonists of the series, where Jack has made plans to go and sexually assault a bunch of dead kids. I think,
we learnt a lot about Jack there.
Yeah, we did. And Lee, his partner in crime, is a bit unsure and has come to our abandoned mansion to try and figure out a truce between them and us.
Yeah, I mean, Lee's evil, but he's not raping a bunch of dead Hogwarts students.
He's boring evil, basically.
Yeah.
So let's get back into it. So this is part 2 of episode 6. Everyone was horrified, even Shinno Khan, who had seen a lot in all of his years, but this was defiantly one of the worst. Do you know what? I think it did take me a long time to learn how to spell definitely correctly. That's
fair. I have to spell it out to myself sometimes, so...
He had come back to the mansion for the second time today when he saw Lee enter. He knew that Lee had something important to say, but he hadn't thought it would be to warn MC and Chip about Jack's plan. MC didn't want to trust Lee. He had no reason to. It's Shinno Khan who had stopped him, and Chip tearing him apart, and now their dead master insisted they stop Jack before he could complete his evil deed.
Just as an aside, is it always MC and Chip, or is it sometimes Chip and MC? Because it feels like something that 14-year-old you would have argued with me about.
I think I probably had a lot of anxiety about being really egotistical because I was writing a series about how awesome we were. So to counteract that, I thought I'd always put your name first.
How can I show I'm humble when I'm writing about myself as a superpowered ninja who saves the world single-handedly? I know. Grammar.
Put my friend first. Look, and also, I guess we've just kind of cut out the part where Lee explains his plan, but that's good. You know, we know it as the audience already, so we don't need to hear it again.
You did get pretty sick of dialogue earlier in the thing, I think. So.
Oh, there's more to come. Don't worry.
Good. We can do our authentic accents.
Louise and Jay wanted to come with MC and Chip, but the ninja duo were in agreement that their friends were not coming.
He might have backup,
warned Lee.
Some support may be needed.
Chip walked over to Lee and struck him down with an old-fashioned right hand. Just because you've gone all good guy, don't think you can put our friends in fucking danger. Chip was angry if he hadn't already picked that up, and no one could blame him. Lee got back to his feet and was just as pissed. He leapt forward and stood ready for battle. Again, Shinno Khan intervened.
No fighting.
He commanded. This is Shinno Khan, by the way, not Lee.
How can I differentiate the voices?
I don't know. I really don't know. What you need variations on your racist Asian accent.
But they're all the same.
I know.
Can you put like the the do 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 do
whenever Shinno Khan talks?
Exactly. Okay, so
no fighting.
He commanded.
Now is not the time. We must have patience and understanding.
I'll never understand that prick, claimed Chip.
So angry, his grammar just goes out the fucking window.
He just turned to a stutter, he's so pissed off. I'll never understand that prick. What kind of Chip?
Quiet, Chip.
Shinno Khan spoke firmly.
This is for the lost to return to the fold and rejoin us in the fight.
This is the lost. This is the okay.
Shinno Khan's angry.
To come back to us.
Yeah.
Chip and sorry. MC and Chip couldn't believe what they were being told. How could Shinno Khan have such compassion for one of the men responsible for his death? Lee, bleeding through his teeth after a punch from Chip, just one punch because he's so strong, drew out his sword and swung it through the ghost-like form of Shinno Khan.
I am not here to make peace.
There's got to be a way of changing the voice. I mean, clearly I only have deep voice or high voice. So
Well, you.
I am not. No,
I tell you what you
it's
should
literally
do.
impossible to do Japanese voice in a high voice.
I think Shinno-kan is that racist Japanese deep voice kind of stereotype.
Yeah.
But I think Lee is that racist Chinese restaurant that people make fun of kind of accent.
Like in South Park.
Yes, like that, exactly like that.
I kind of. Hello. Yeah. Okay. So we.
Yeah, okay. There you go. You got it. You got Lee's voice.
Thinking of Team America.
Yeah, we've recast him.
But there aren't enough L's or R's in there. I am not here. No.
No, that's it. Go with that.
I
Go
am
with that.
not. Is it just me speaking in an English accent with my mouth kind of screwed up?
No, do the racist accent.
I am not here to make peace. I'm just not a very good racist, Chip. I'm sorry.
I believe in you, MC. Come on. just think National Front. Think EDL.
That's all I think about, along with Tifa Lockhart. I am not here to make peace and rejoin the Ku Klux. I just came to warn you. I'm never going to take the piss out of any of your accents ever again.
You really can't. Oh, we're going to get arrested for this video. Lee turned away and headed out the front door of the mansion, slamming it on his way out because he's angry and he wants you to know about it.
I like how the only emotions the men in this ever have are anger. Classy,
said MC. Chip patted his friend on the back. Come on, let's go. That got civil very quickly. The two ninjas walked to their weapons room. They chose many weapons each. MC took a long sword, a small knife, some shrunken throwing stars, and a small mace-like weapon.
So a mace then, yeah.
Chip loaded up with a sword also, a kendo stick, nunchucks, and a wooden stake, just in case. They would never usually fight with such a load, but they felt it necessary this time. Jack was about to get hell. Jack paced up and down the classroom. Oh, God. His sword scraping the floor.
His sword or his sword?
His pork sword. The 15 or so children and their teacher were huddled together in the middle of the room, tied up as the four mafia guys set the detonators.
I assume Hundled is some sort of like dead child secretary sex thing.
Hundled.com. Every one of the children were crying, some more than most, as it seemed some had already seen many horrors before.
Welcome to the Jimmy Savile School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
Jack had performed a ritual before they entered the small school to protect himself from all magic types.
That was easy.
Being a wizard/witch school, it was pretty obvious that their magic would be their only defense against a ninja of his power. Obviously, the power of no, not affecting Jack here. Jack spoke in Japanese and asked one of the heavies how long to go. The man answered, about 5 minutes. Wait, does that mean he took 5 minutes to answer, or is that dialogue there?
He answered after 5 minutes, and he said 5 minutes.
Jack smiled. He walked over to a little girl, no older than 8, who was really sobbing.
Oh, God.
I can't bear to see anyone like this, he whispered sarcastically. I think I'll end your suffering first. He drew out his sword and held it high above his head. The little girl closed her eyes. As he swung hard, a star-shaped object flew out of nowhere and knocked his sword away from its present course. He looked around in anger. MC and Chip were here.
I'll get Jack. You save the kids,
said MC. I wanted to get Jack, replied Chip. Quickly, they did rock, paper, scissors. MC won.
In the meantime, Jack has already killed like 5 kids.
They did like best 3 out of 5.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Well, don't just stand there, you fools. Kill them, ordered Jack. The 4 mafia men reached for their guns, but using their ninja speed and accuracy, MC took one out with a swing from his mace, while Chip drew the other 3 away from Jack and pulled out his kendo stick. So I'm taking on 3 here, so I'm clearly the better ninja. Just saying, you know.
You gave me the chance to go for to fight the ninja. So again, this is you being humble. As
MC and Jack met, they exchanged hatred-filled glances.
Oh, sorry. Is it MC and Jack, or is it Jack and MC?
You're more important than Jack. Don't worry.
Oh, thanks.
You're a better child rapist than Jack. As
More
Jack and MC
practiced,
met,
anyway.
they exchanged hatred-filled glances. Them reached for their swords. The fight between the two was fierce. Both had been trained well and knew each other very well. Both lost their swords in the battle.
Down the sofa.
Down to an old-fashioned street fight. It ended when a charge by Jack saw him end up... God, I like repeating words, don't I? It ended when a charge by Jack saw him end up through one of the desks. MC whipped out his knife and pierced Jack's hand to the wooden table. I feel like Jack might kind of enjoy that.
Yeah, true. I mean, it's maybe he loves being handled, so...
He quickly rejoined Chip, who was still battling with the 4 Mafia guys. How am I not taking out the 4 Mafia guys yet? Come on, Chip.
This is you being humble again. You know, you're
Give him a
just kind
chance.
of, you're not really going all out. You know, you want MC to feel good. He has to come to your help. So, yeah, it's very nice of you, Chip. Thank you.
Thanks. He hadn't taken them out before to make sure they couldn't interfere with MC and Jack's confrontation. Oh, there we go. There was some sort of... Wait, so I didn't kill them, so they couldn't interfere. What?
It's like in case we trip over a dead body, or maybe it's because he assumes that if there's a dead body, Jack's going to get really excited and kind of distracted.
Yeah. That'll be it. That would definitely be it. The 2 ninjas finished the job in seconds. Suddenly, an almighty crashing sound echoed through the classroom. Jack had escaped through a window with a detonator.
Which is even worse than a detonator. Like revenange is worse than revenge.
We could have our own lexicon from this series.
I still want to work out what Hundle is.
You really don't. MC and Chip raced after him. They had to stop him. They'd gotten 100 yards from the school and were making progress on Jack when he stopped. He pushed the detonator.
Oh, he's got a different one now.
I know. He's like, you thought I had the detonator? No, it's the detonator. He pushed the detonator and the school exploded in a massive wave of fire and smoke. Even MC and Chip felt the blast and were both knocked unconscious by flying wood and debris. Well, fuck you, Hogwarts, I guess.
Yeah, shit's getting real, though. Bunch of dead kids.
Yeah. Jack is going to be very aroused right now. When they awoke, Jack was gone, and everyone who had been in the school was now in multiple pieces, scattered across the woodland that surrounded it.
Is that what Hundling is, when you blow up a school and they get spread across the landscape?
It must be. That must be what it is.
Okay.
Also, I feel like I should put like some sort of somber music in here.
Yep.
Back in the mansion, and it was very quiet. Louise and Jay were informed of what had happened by their colleagues, and then they went to Sep Art parts of the mansion. MC went to the training room while Chip sat alone in the garden like a big brooding goth.
I like you keep adding rooms to the mansion as well. Like, we've had the training room before, now there's a garden apparently. And there's a whole part of the mansion that's the Separt part bit of the mansion. Normal houses don't have
Every mansion's
them.
going to have a Separt, you know?
Yeah.
Jay and Louise were worried about them and decided to go and have a word with each of the ninjas. Jay knocked on the door of the gym but didn't get a reply, so he went in anyway. He found MC punching and kicking 10 tons of crap out of a punch bag. Louise saw Jay sitting on a broken swing chair, the saddest thing of them all.
It wasn't broken before, but he broke it just to add to the mood, you know.
She sat down next to him.
It wasn't your fault,
said Jay. MC turned to face him. He hadn't felt like this since his fiancée had been killed. He blamed himself as well.
Because his fiancée got handled to death.
Actually, it's not fiancée, is it? It's fiance. He hadn't felt like this since his fiance had been killed. He blamed himself then as well. You didn't get those kids killed, Chip, said Louise. He wouldn't look at her as she spoke. Didn't save them either. He spoke quietly. But I should have. Jay wasn't quite sure what to say. What could he? He had to try, for his friend's sake.
Why don't you come downstairs with the rest of us?
It's kind of taking the drama away from this scene, isn't it?
I don't know what you were talking about, Chip. There's so much weight to this fan fiction.
He finally managed. MC very slowly replied.
Because every time I see Chip, I see those kids' faces.
And not for the first time. Louise tried a direct route with Chip. Why do you feel like this? It sounded stupid, she knew, but she had to get him to talk. Because I know that bastard had the chance to kill us when we were out, but he let us live, so we could feel like this.
Okay, so fair. I was wondering about that earlier.
There you go.
And it is actually intentional. And there was, like motivation behind characters.
Yeah, he's gonna mock us. Yeah. Also, Lee hasn't reappeared at all, so I'm wondering, like, he wasn't gonna help us. He's just kind of tipped us off and then fucked off again.
I guess.
MC roundhouse kicked the punch bag and it went halfway across the room. Chip punched down the wooden gate and walked away.
We're hard on this mansion, man. Like,
fuck you, gate.
It's a good thing it's abandoned already. You've already broken like a gate and a swing, and I don't know what else.
Well, school.
Yeah.
And that's the end of episode 6. What do we make of that?
Well, there is. I feel like this is the point where you did read a WikiHow article on how to write a story, and you put some of those lessons into play.
What I actually reveal insider secrets here is I think the first 5 episodes of me just taking the piss, and then I was like, you know what, I'm going to try and write this seriously, and by which I mean seriously rip off all of Joss Whedon's TV shows. It's the longest episode, which is why we've had to break it down into 2 parts. It's got the most dialogue, the most backstory, the most plot. This might be the best episode so far.
And the bar has already been set so high, but yeah, I think you're right.
And not only that, but we've discovered a new voice for Lee as well.
Yeah, totally. Looking forward to bringing that back.
Me too, so much. And what a somber ending as well, man. An entire school got blown up.
I know, of witches and wizards. Like, he straight up murdered Hogwarts.
I know. I'm an evil bastard. I'm the anti-J.K. Rowling.
And it was your lust for hundling that just overcame you.
Who doesn't love a bit of hundling?
A bunch of kids, evidently.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens in episode 7, Family Part 1, which will probably be broken down into 2 parts again. So it will be Family Part 1, and then Family Part 1, Part 2, followed by episode 8, Family Part 2, Part 1, and episode 8, Family Part 2, Part 2.
You got that, well done.
Thank you. Really looking forward to it. So I guess we'll see everyone then, hopefully, except for all the Americans, Japanese, Korean, school children. Anyone else we've offended?
Witches and wizards?
Yes.
Local mafia people?
No, they're alright. They've got a good deal going on.
True. So yeah, stay safe and don't get hundled.